Hey everyone, it's Rita with Everything Homemade and Queen Worm Farm. I'm making this video because what I'm going to talk about applies to you on the homestead, but also applies when you are raising red wigglers and black soldier fly larvae, as I do with Queen Worm Farm. Fruit flies. They're a pesky little fly that is attracted to fruit, lays their eggs, and then their eggs hatch into larvae, eat your decomposing fruit, and then obviously turn into a fly and multiply and continue. But they are a nuisance when you're working with vegetables, even coming in from the garden. If there's any mushy or moldy, they will attract fruit flies. When I am working with my black soldier fly larvae, as you can see here, these guys eat a ton of fruits and vegetables and basically anything you can give them. These that are in a container are getting ready to be fed out to my quail in about a half an hour for their breakfast. I also raise red wiggler worms. Again, you are feeding the red wigglers compost. So no matter how I slice it, I have to be smart about fruit flies. I don't want an outbreak. So the method that a lot of people use are these sticky sticks. They're great. They do work, when you got one or two fruit flies. You just grab one of these, put them on the stick, and they're attracted to yellow. Most insects are attracted to yellow. That's why they're yellow. But I find that once a week, I like to set a fruit fly trap. It catches hundreds of them, especially if for some reason I have an explosion of fruit flies. So I love using banana peels. They love banana peels because they're going kind of alcoholic. They got a good smell, and this is what fruit flies are attracted to. If you don't have banana peels, anything mushy, gooey, going seriously alcoholic, has that sweet, smell to it. Grapes, apricots, plums, pears, apples. The key is not perfect fruit. Something that you would throw into the compost that is like seriously going bad. That's what they're attracted to. So grab a bowl, any kind of bowl. I like a little bit of depth to my bowl here, so that way it can hold enough compost to really, really attract them. The other thing is we are going to put some aluminum foil eventually over this, so you want something that you can handle very, very easily. Step number one to making this trap is getting some kind of disgusting looking fruit. Again, going alcoholic. Place it in your bowl. Place your bowl somewhere where you're not going to disturb it. I'm going to place it here because this is kind of my working surface with the black soldier fly larva. I'm downstairs here. I apologize that you hear the furnace kick on, but this is where I raise my red wigglers and my black soldier fly larva, and that's exactly where I get the most fruit flies, and I really, really want to always contain it. If you have this in your kitchen, set it aside somewhere where in your kitchen that you're not going to always bump throughout the day. Leave it open for the day. You want to basically attract them. Hey, this is the good stuff. Yum, yum, yum. Head over here. And then we'll go on to step 2. 24 hours later, that I have my bowl open with the banana peels attracting those fruit flies. Let's take a look what's happening. Now, I have added some more banana, as yesterday I made a banana chocolate sauce, so there's a few more peels in here. And if you hear some buzzing in the background, that's because this is right beside my black soldier fly cage. So you're hearing just some flies buzzing around, just so you know. Okay, let's take a closer look. See if we can spot some fruit flies. There's one. You can see one there. And you can see it on the edge of the bowl. There's some there. There's one running around there. And I guarantee there's more underneath those banana peels as well. So what I'm going to do, just to show you, is I am going to now hit this bowl. So now that we have attracted the fruit flies to it, if I hit it, they will just come right back. And then we are going to put a lid over it. And I'll show you how that's done. But I'm just on demonstration. But just to demonstrate the fruit flies in here, I'm going to hit this bowl. Because the second they're disturbed, they just fly right up. Okay, you ready? There we go. Look at that. So now what you want to do is get some aluminum foil. I like aluminum foil for a couple of reasons. One, if I'm careful, I can continuously reuse the same piece over and over again. Two, it provides a dark area for them. And three, I can leave a little hole that I can close really easily to trap them in. So I have two pieces here, and I used a piece of painter's tape just to seal the top. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this over. You want to make sure that there was no banana sticking out, because you want this rim tight so they can't crawl out. Now this is definitely easier if you got two hands and not one on the camera, but that's okay. Okay, so I'm going to just manipulate the size because last time I used a little bigger bowl, but that's okay. So what you want to do now is the top here, you want to just leave like a little lip. Just like that. And that's enough for them to get in. So the whole reason is I'm going to set this side exactly where it was. Just like that. And then in the morning, what I'm going to do is go like this. And they will fly up and hit the aluminum foil, but now they can't get out. So I'm going to trap all of those adults. So I'm going to open it up. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it just like that for all of today. And tomorrow morning, I'm going to trap all of those adults. Okay, we are 24 hours later. Take a look. So we see a little fruit fly there. It's like, should I go in? Should I go in? And we really need to get that tin foil or aluminum foil down. There's a few on top, so they are definitely attracted. You're not going to get every fruit fly, but if you do this a couple of times, you will be surprised how quick you can lower the fruit fly population. Do it a few more times and bam, it's all gone. And that's what I do downstairs again, because I deal with so much composting items, and unfortunately fruit especially, you know, there could be a moldy one in a group of grapes and there could be fruit fly eggs on it, and bam, you got fruit flies no matter how careful. So this is just a good way to keep the population in check or get rid of it altogether. So we got to do this fast and close it. So 1, 2, 3. I lost a couple and somewhere on there, but that's okay. Like I said, let's just make sure this is all closed up. You don't want, and you can see some fruit flies came out because they're sitting on the edge where I don't see. So I'll definitely be doing this one more time to keep this population down and get rid of them. Nasty little suckers. So now what you want to do is take this outside so we can release the adults outside, and it's -10 and they're not going to last very long, so they are going to die out there. Okay, we are outside here. Hey piggly squigglies, are you ready for some banana peels? They know it. Oh yeah, good boys. Good boys. Okay, I got my pals with me. So now what we're going to do is get this off and look at all those fruit flies. Look at all them. And in here, let's see. We did catch quite a bit. So that's good. And there's probably eggs in here too. So that was awesome. Yeah, you don't like -10, do you, fruit flies? And then we go feed that off to the pigs. There you go. There you go, guys. So that's how I make my fruit fly trap. And again, just reuse this for another time. Wash this up and add some more fruit, and there you go. So I just want to say thank you so much for watching this video. And make sure you check our website at everything-homemade.com. There I got my cookbooks on there, everything stevia and everything sourdough. And we also have classes or training sessions. I have a whole bunch of new training sessions as well. I made the YouTube channel to teach, and I love teaching. So I have a whole list of things that you can click on, and if you want to learn about it, you can definitely join the class. It's one-on-one, so it's you, somebody else, and myself, or just you, and for 3 hours of learning, such as how to raise chickens, how to make cheese. Maybe you want to be a homesteader but don't know if you really cut out for it, don't know what it all entails. You can come to the farm, we'll pick a day, shadow me all day. Milking, making cheese, gardening, everything that I do in one day. And that'll really give you a crash course on homesteading. Anything basically that I teach here on the channel, I am teaching one-on-one. So, and that just gives others the opportunity to really learn, to ask their questions as we go. And I love spending time with people. So I'm really trying something new. And there is a ton of topics on there. So definitely check out the website. I'm updating it all the time. I'm working on all the class information right now. If there's a certain topic you want to know about maybe that should be on that list, definitely let me know. Right, Tonka? They should let us know, hey? And I'll add it on there. But I really want to be able to teach in one-on-one. There's nothing like teaching somebody one-on-one. And so some of the teaching I can do by, let's say, video call. Others, well, you can learn right on the farm here. And so just check that out, everything-homemade.com. And thank you so much for watching this video. And I'll see you on the next one.